In the annals of legal and democratic history, few documents resonate with the enduring power of the Magna Carta. Signed in 1215, this great charter marked a revolutionary moment. An English monarch formally agreed to limit his own powers, shifting the paradigm from absolute rule towards the establishment of the rule of law. Its principles laid the groundwork for modern concepts of democracy, justice, and individual freedoms, profoundly shaping governance across the globe. The seeds of rebellion. King John's troubled reign. The story of the Magna Carta is deeply intertwined with the tumultuous reign of King John, 1199 to 1216. Plagued by costly military campaigns, an authoritarian style, and a major dispute with the church, John's rule was characterized by heavy taxation and an unpredictable approach that generated widespread discontent among the powerful English barons. A decisive military defeat in France in 1214 left him financially weakened and ultimately ignited a full-blown baronial rebellion. By May 1215, with the support of the English church, around 40 rebellious barons had seized control of London, forcing the king to negotiate. The charter is sealed. Runnymede, June 15, 1215. Under immense pressure, King John affixed his seal to the Magna Carta at Runnymede, a water meadow strategically located between the baronial stronghold of London and the King's Castle in Windsor. While John likely viewed it as a temporary measure to avert civil war, the barons sought to formally articulate established customs and impose explicit limits on royal power. The document was a complex blend, a pragmatic peace treaty, a piece of baronial propaganda, and, most significantly, a nascent constitutional text that dared to introduce the revolutionary idea that even the king was subject to the law. Despite its symbolic sealing, the Magna Carta failed to immediately prevent civil war, which resumed within 3 months. This initial fragility, however, underscored its potent symbolism and established a written precedent for future challenges to arbitrary power. A turbulent journey to law, evolution, and reaffirmation, the Magna Carta's true power was forged not in its initial sealing, but through decades of conflict, reissues, and confirmations. Papal annulment, July 1215. Just weeks after its sealing, Pope Innocent III declared the charter null and void at King John's request, plunging England back into the First Barons' War. A new king, 1216, King John's death brought his 9-year-old son, Henry III, to the throne. His regents, recognizing the need for stability, reissued the Magna Carta, beginning its journey towards legitimacy. The definitive version, 1225, Henry III's final revised reissue, became the definitive text of the Charter, cementing its place as English law in exchange for parliamentary financial support. Confirmed as Statute 1297, King Edward I formally confirmed the 1225 Magna Carta, solidifying its position as a fundamental part of English statute law. Early representative government, 1265, Simon de Montfort's Parliament, which included commoners alongside nobles, demonstrated the Charter's evolving influence on the development of representative government. This continuous process of reissuing and confirmation transformed the Magna Carta from a contested agreement into a foundational legal document, highlighting that a text's legitimacy often comes from its consistent acceptance and integration over time. Core principles that changed history. The Magna Carta's enduring impact stems from a set of foundational principles that profoundly challenge the notion of divine right, asserting that even the monarch was not above the law. No taxation without consent. Clause 12. This critical principle established that the king could not levy taxes without the common council of the kingdom. This laid the essential groundwork for parliamentary democracy and the concept of no taxation without representation, a cornerstone of modern democratic governance. Right to a fair trial by jury and due process, clauses 39 and 40. These clauses are direct precursors to modern justice. Clause 39 famously stated, "No free man shall be seized or imprisoned, except by the lawful judgment of his equals or by the law of the land." Clause 40 further declared, "To no one will we sell, to no one deny or delay right or justice." These provisions guaranteed the right to an impartial jury and protected individuals from arbitrary judgment. Protection from illegal imprisonment, habeas corpus. While the term wasn't used, Clause 39 introduced the core concept of preventing unlawful detention without just cause, mandating that individuals be charged with a crime before imprisonment. The later Habeas Corpus Act of 1679 built directly on this foundational promise. While initially designed by barons to protect their rights, the language "no free man" proved to be a powerful and expandable concept. Over centuries, these protections, initially narrow, were reinterpreted and expanded to encompass broader individual liberties, forming the basis for universal human rights. The ripple effect, a legacy of liberty. The Magna Carta's influence extended far beyond medieval England, inspiring foundational documents and legal systems across the globe. It remains a foundational symbol of liberty and the rule of law worldwide. English constitutional law. It laid the groundwork for the Petition of Right, 1628, the Habeas Corpus Act, 1679, and the English Bill of Rights, 1689, which further limited royal power and established parliamentary supremacy. Impact on the United States. Its ideas profoundly influenced the American colonists. The Declaration of Independence, 1776, and the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights drew heavily from Magna Carta's principles, particularly in the Fifth Amendment, due process, Sixth Amendment, trial by jury, and protections against unlawful detention. The American outcry against taxation without representation directly echoed Magna Carta's Clause 12. Global reach. Recognized as the first written restraint on unchecked power, the Magna Carta directly influenced the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UNDHR, in 1948, which its principal drafter, Eleanor Roosevelt, called the International Magna Carta for all men everywhere. Many modern constitutions and international human rights frameworks continue to reflect its core principles. The Magna Carta's influence is not merely a direct legal transcription, but a profound symbolic transfer. It provided a powerful historical narrative and a conceptual framework for challenging unchecked power, which later generations and diverse legal systems adopted and reinterpreted. Its enduring power lies in its capacity for semantic and conceptual evolution, allowing it to remain the living testament to the struggle for limited government and individual freedom.